I reviewed Battlefield 6 nearly 5 months ago, but that's not important. What is important is its current state, and as we all might know, EA fucked up with Season 2 due to the brilliant move of laying off the employees after a successful launch. As we all know, it's a good decision since who needs more content? The players will just buy the Battle Pass and skins and be happy, right? Right? Seriously though, post-review I still played the game from time to time. I was pissed when Season 2 dropped due to its delay and only few things being added. I mean, one map, no remakes, no nothing wow. It was truly disappointing to see, especially that I had high hopes for later updates after a successful launch filled with some flaws. The game wasn't perfect, sure, but at the same time I wanted to see it shine since I do like Battlefield. But we all know it didn't turn out this way. Season 2 was horrible and didn't leave much to hope for, especially after EA announced the annual release of the games. But fortunately enough, few days ago Battlefield 6 devs posted this.
We've heard your feedback about the kind of map experience you want in Battlefield loud and clear. And that is why Season 3 opens with our reimagining of a classic Battlefield 4 map, Railway to Coldbed. And later in the season, another legendary map arrives, Cairo Bazaar.
In July, Season 4 will arrive, and with it we'll now have land, air, and sea battles. That's right, naval warfare is coming to both Battlefield 6 and RedSec.
Now, the roadmap shows maps they will add in Season 3 and 4, and it's honestly filled with hope. They're planning to remaster 3 maps throughout both seasons, which is a good decision. I honestly hope there will be more remastered maps since I would love to play some Operation Metro in Battlefield 6. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. These maps at the end of the day are remasters. There's nothing bad with that, but at the same time that's not something new. It's cool to see older maps remastered and improved in a newer engine, but at the same time it would be cool to see some new maps that will give a specific feel and vibe to Battlefield 6. Don't get me wrong, remastering older maps is a good idea, especially if they decide to add Levolution back, but at the same time, is it really new content? I think it's up to us to decide. For me, it is a cool thing, but at the same time I want something that is iconic to this Battlefield game. It's a shame that the biggest map we'll have when Season 3 releases is from an older game and not an exclusive to this one. I'm happy that they're planning to add bigger maps and that they also announced naval combat for Season 4, which is a good move since it will give us maps with that Battlefield feel we so crave. But at the same time, 3 out of 4 maps they will add are remasters, which doesn't look good since they're not trying to experiment with something new. It's cool to see remasters, but it's better to see something new in my opinion. Despite of that, the roadmap is, as I said before, filled with hope, but there's still things that worry me regarding its future. For example, there's not much progression in the game apart from Battle Pass and leveling up the weapons. Battlefield 5 had metallic weapon skins which were simple in nature, like golden guns that allowed the players to brag about their suffering to achieve said skin. I think adding some camos to grind wouldn't be a bad idea since it would make players grind for something and also reward them with other players seeing their achievement. The player base needs some extra things to grind for so they can continue playing the game and stay engaged with it. Adding ranks to Battle Royale isn't a bad idea, but not everybody wants to play RedSec, since the loyal fans of the series want to play the classic Battlefield experience. The ranked system might keep the Battle Royale players engaged, but it won't keep the core fanbase hooked. Speaking of BR, they're finally adding solos to it, and honestly, why did it take them so fucking long? Solos are really important for a BR game since people that don't have friends to play with won't touch it. It's incredibly annoying to play with randoms since they are no. I'm sorry, this shit is too funny to read because it's such a simple feature. Anyways, it's incredibly annoying to play with randoms since you're not sure if you're gonna get someone with brain damage or some jobless guy with tons of experience. People don't like depending on someone they don't know, and it's such a fucking joke that such a trivial and simple feature is being added only now. I honestly didn't have much hope for the BR, and I still don't, seeing how they barely care about it, but at the same time they want it in their game. I don't know how the BR community is holding up, but I really, and I mean really, feel sorry for you. Now, the other thing they mentioned is map reworks. I am genuinely happy to hear that since there's lots of empty spaces on some maps that would be utilized in a different manner than being an empty field. On their website they mention New Sobek City and Blackwell Fields, which isn't a bad choice, but I think they would also need to rework Mirak Valley since it has this big empty field. It's a good thing that they're trying to improve on the flaws that the game came out with. I hope they will continue doing that. With that said, the roadmap is filled with hope. On one hand we are getting remastered maps and reworks, and they also announced a naval combat mode. The BR players can cheer because they can be competitive repetitive and earn colorful pixels for that, and some people can finally enjoy Red 6 alone with no randoms or friends. But on the other hand, we are getting simple things that are so fucking small that it's surprising that they weren't in the game already. Things like the after-mentioned solos in VR or a fucking server browser. It's a fucking joke that these features weren't introduced at the launch, or a bit after it, knowing today's landscape. I'm happy that the developers are improving upon the terrible launch of Season 2, but at the same time I'm still worried. That worry comes from the disappointing launch of Season 2, and the fact that EA wants to release the new games annually, which is also a bad move. Call of Duty was doing it, and it ended badly for them when it came to the quality of their games that just kept on dropping instead of improving. I would want the devs to add more things to the game, like revamp of the squad system, make it more useful than just giving you free moving dots to spawn on. Battlefield 5 had its commander feature in which you could call things down for the score your squad earned. Adding that to the game wouldn't be bad if it would be balanced, or adding a special weapon camo you can grind for while having nothing to do. I don't wish bad for the series, but we are in quite worrying times when it comes to Battlefield games. I wouldn't want to see this franchise ruined and fucked over by pure greed, as the poet DMX once said. Y'all been eating long enough. Stop being greedy. And with these words, I would like to thank you for watching this video. I know this video isn't long, but don't worry, I'm working on a new video about the new Colossus and it will be released soon. But with that said, I hope you have a good one.